Hey guys, we're back for another episode of Brushing Them Back with Colby White. I'm Colby. Mr. Williams behind the screen here. We're with the East Marion Eagles baseball team today. Very excited to have them on. We got Coach Mandel Eccles right here to my right. A little bit further off is Mr. Leon Andrews. Right here to my left is Karan Weary. Uh, Obviously, want to thank them for coming on today. I know they got a busy schedule on this Sunday. Obviously, exciting things going on in this county with baseball and other sports as well. And we're very thankful to have them on and give them a little update on where everything is going with their upcoming season, some expectations and things such as that. So, before we get into that, let's start off with Coach Eccles here. Kind of tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how you grew up, because a great coach has a background, So kind of talk about how you got into coaching and teaching and how you grew up.
Well, I grew up in Bassfield, Mississippi, and I started playing baseball, little league, like everybody else around 8, 9. I played throughout my whole life. Graduated high school. Well, we started a baseball program at our school my 10th grade year, so I didn't play high school baseball, but 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. Went to the Army, came back from the Army. I got offered a scholarship to Valley before I left, but I went to the Army. And when I came back, I ended up walking on at William Carey and played at William Carey for 2 years and got drafted, played with Texas Rangers for 3 years. Came back and started teaching, started coaching in Prentice, coached in Bassfield. Then I came to East Marion and been in East Marion for the last 14 years.
Awesome. So heard you mention kind of your walk in the Army and obviously very impressive resume. Do you think, far as like from a sports side, how big do you think the Army was for you going back into coaching? A lot of people, you see these challenges and stuff like that they do at the college level with Army type training. Do you incorporate any of that into your coaching, or do you think it's a separate thing?
With the off season, that you do the military type deal, but with my guys, it's hard for me to do that because most of them play football, then go right into basketball, then come to baseball for me. But it plays a big part because of the discipline part of it. When I first started, I would help out with the little leagues around, and then once I went to the Army and everything, and came back, I saw the difference in my coaching style then and now because it's more discipline. Like these guys know I'm a disciplinarian, and I'm like, if I tell you to do it, I expect you to do it. And these two guys, they're pretty good at it. They're leaders on my team. So
Gotcha. So speaking on the subject of the 2020, I guess 2023 Eagles, who is in y'all's district? Who is it really to watch out for? And then kind of break up your team far as class, like how many freshmen, sophomore, that kind of thing.
okay, well, the team to look out for in our district is Lord Star is that at the top of the heap. They're normally always in the playoff. They normally go deep in the playoffs. And then Boca Cheetah's next. And then we're in round in um, third place in our district. But 2A, it's pretty competitive, but for us. And then it's like Amite County and West Lincoln rounds our district out. But we should compete this year. Last year, these two guys didn't play. He had a knee injury and he was coming back off the knee injury and he was focusing on football and it helped, because he ended up getting looked at by a couple schools. But this year, by them coming back, that was a big part of our team, and I think it'll help out.
Exactly. So I heard you mention the teams going deep in the playoffs and all that. Y'all are
Mhm.
coming up on the fourth year, have a chance to 4 consecutive years of making the playoffs. Obviously, COVID took a year from you. That obviously you would have probably made it if you'd have followed out the season, but which is a huge thing. And then you add two depth pieces, which is awesome. Uh, so we'll start off here with you, Leon. I know you had an injury last year. You got hurt playing football.
Yes, sir.
What did you actually hurt, and have you kind of learned anything, or has it affected you any kind of way?
I wouldn't say it affected me, but I tore my ACL and my meniscus playing football.
Okay.
Like a lesson learned is like just keep working. Cause when I came back to my senior year of football, I had a pretty good, decent season.
Gotcha. So you grew up playing. What all sports did you grow up playing? I know football and baseball, obviously. Do you play any others, and how long have you played them?
I played basketball too, pretty much my whole life. And I'm starting to play archery. I started last year.
Okay, I hear you. And do you think, we have this discussion a lot with, we talk about travel ball and stuff like that, but we also talk about multiple sports.
Mhm.
How do you think that prepares you? Because you got to be athletic to get out there on the football field and excel, and obviously creates this toughness. How do you think that translates onto the baseball field, or do you think it does at all?
Well, I don't really know. Weight room, that's the only time I really work out. I see that could really translate to baseball.
Exactly.
I'm building my arm streaks for pitching, throwing people out from catching. So I would say football in the weight room.
Gotcha. What all positions do you play?
And which sport? Baseball?
Yeah.
Catcher, pitcher, and shortstop.
Okay. Awesome. So we're gonna get over here to Karan. He's a senior as well. You didn't play last year either.
Okay.
What all positions do you play in football and in baseball, and what all sports do you play?
I play football. I run track. That's really about it. And in football, I am a receiver and a free safety. And baseball, I play center field, pitcher. That's about it in that.
Gotcha. So you grew up playing all those, both of those sports, or
Yes, sir. I grew up playing baseball and football. I just started running track like a year ago. I just tried it out, see if I liked it. I liked it, but football and baseball is mainly what I play.
gotcha. So if you were to, and this is a little, I'll ask all three of y'all, off of your team, if you were to map out a kid or a player that is the most competitive at anything, who would come to mind?
I most definitely have to say either LJ or Dante Newton because it don't matter what sport it is, they both gonna give it their all and they take pride in what they do and they live it.
Gotcha. Who do you think, LJ?
On the football standpoint, I'd probably have to say Karan or either Dante. Because, like, they work ethic. Dante work ethic, he can't catch for nothing. But he worked so hard. And now he one of our slot receivers. Well, was one of our slot receivers. And he'll probably him and Karan would be one of the work.
Gotcha. So, Coach, who do you think might be? Because you hear that all the time. This guy's very competitive. It's always highly talented, very good players. Who on that group, for as far as your baseball team, do you think is most competitive?
I said the most competitive. Two guys on my team would be LJ and Jack Johnson. They're gonna everything I ask for them. They're gonna give me. It's not the Karan don't, but it's like his position is basically locked down at center field because he's gonna do it. LJ catches, and sometimes when he's pitching, I need a catcher. So Jack are gonna catch, and he'll play third. So they're gonna give me everything they got on the field. So I said that.
Gotcha.
We got to ask this question.
Okay.
All right. Here's how it's worded. It says, okay, we know the faster of the two is the guy that's going to play center field, but who has the better arm?
Out of who?
He took
I
it.
would most definitely say me.
Okay.
Well,
Okay,
first of all,
LJ.
to be fair to Leon, they just essentially said this man's faster than you just because he plays center field.
He's faster than me. I give him that, but arm strength.
It's not
I
even
would say as
contest.
far as
He's
pitching,
weight room stronger than me. Weight room stronger. That's
Okay.
the difference.
I say my arm is stronger because I say he got a strong arm and he probably more accurate from close range, like pitching wise. But as far as the outfield standpoint, I think I got it.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, yeah, continue. We got a few more we want to ask, but I had to get that one in.
Well, from a coach's standpoint, I would say both of them have a strong arm, but LJ got him out a little bit.
Oh, right in front of the man. Right in front of the man, he said it. Right.
I gotta give him.
He got to light that fire on him. That's what he got to do.
We'll see what practice does
All right.
when they get out of basketball.
Go ahead.
So, Coach, obviously made the playoffs. Past 3 out of 4, lost one because of COVID. Excuse me. What is the expectation going into this year? Are y'all more pitching dominant, more hitting dominant, more balanced? Just kind of talk about some strengths and weaknesses and what you expect out of this group this year.
Well, if LJ and Karan comes back like that, like when they left their 10th grade year hitting the ball, we should be pretty much balanced because we lost last year. We lost Aquarius Jones. He was a pitcher hitter. Um, both of those guys going to pitch. I lost a couple more guys. I didn't lose many pitchers. Um, but defensively, we lost some people. But with those two guys coming back, they're going to fill those gaps. And this year, we should do well in the playoffs. We should go deep if we come out playing the way our team is made up. We're not gonna hit a bunch of home runs. I know LJ thinks different because he hit one or two of the year, but we're gonna put it in play and we're gonna run. So
Gotcha. Well, and we talked about football earlier and where speed and strength and size matters. And then in baseball, you don't have to clear the fence. If you get on the base paths and you get in scoring position and put the ball in play, just put pressure on them.
that's it.
So it's obviously a very valuable skill to have and tool to have. So we'll get over to you, LJ. Going into this year, what are some goals that you have personally? It can be stat wise, it can be, and then get into team wise. It don't have to be stat wise, I guess, individually. If you have something else that you want to achieve that might not be a measurable stat, but
we need more guys that's not gonna go down league. Honestly, swing the bat basically, yeah. Because a lot of guys, we had too many backwards K's last year when I was out. I ain't like that. So I think that's one of the main goals. We need to hit the ball more.
gotcha. Put pressure on them. Yeah, we talk about that speed, man. If you just find a way to put it in play, it gets a lot harder on the team. What about you, man? You got any of those? Just any individual goals that it ain't got to be a stat. It ain't just anything that you think of individually or as a team that you hope to do this year, get better at this year than in the past.
One of the goals I would say is definitely going further in the playoffs. Every year we make it to the playoffs, and we don't do bad, but I know we can do better and get further in the playoffs. So that's one goal that I love to achieve this year. And as far as the team, I think that everybody they know what we can do, so they're gonna come out this year when they make a bad play, they're not gonna drop their head, feel like we get back and do what we do.
Okay, so we got y'all here. Oh, you got a question?
We got two questions actually.
Okay.
One for the coach to start with. Biggest concern coming into the season: the glove or the bat?
The glove position wise. Got a couple of young guys. I'm probably gonna have a 7th grader starting at second base. He's pretty good. Got a kid in right field. He just came here. He may play some outfield because we were pretty shaky like last year when Karan was out for his outfield. We had to move some people around, some pieces. Guys who normally play infield had to play outfield. So with him coming back, that's gonna help center field. But now we're looking at the other two guys we lost. So if we get the glove down, the bat should come around.
Gotcha.
Second question was for the two guys. Let's see so I can read it correctly. Oh, it says, at the end of the season, during the baseball banquet, will you be disappointed if you're not named team MVP?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Wow.
I'm
Go out to have some
co.
co-MVPs. He didn't let me finish, but we answered. So you guys are saying y'all are going to be the engine that drives the machine. Is what you're saying. You two understand the pressure put on y'all to lead the team.
So speaking on that, do we have any more for
Okay.
Speaking on that, as y'all two talk about the MVP stuff. If let's hypothetically say there was a coach, a college coach watching this stream, and was wanting y'all as a baseball player or as a football player or just as an athlete in general. And if some of these sports, your personality or whatever kind of changes, that's okay. But first off, just talk about baseball, I guess. What describes you as a player? Are you kind of even keel? Are you pretty high up, pretty low down, calm? Both? How do you kind of describe yourself?
I mean, I'm pretty calm, I would say. But me being a senior on the team this year, I would like to mold my team to be, come out, work hard, honestly. like Corinne said, achieve that goal to make it further in the playoffs. When we do that, we'll be straight.
What about you, Karan? What would you kind of describe yourself as a baseball player?
I describe myself as an all-around player. I feel like I catch the ball. You know, my gloves are right, and I go up to the plate, swing my bat, and hit the ball. So I just feel like if we can get everybody on the team do the same, we're pretty good.
Gotcha. So both of y'all didn't play last year. Going into this year, y'all got goals ahead of y'all. Y'all are seniors. Coach just mentioned a 7th grader probably going to play second base, which, that's a common theme around, especially around Marion County. You're going to have some younger guys step in. I don't know about necessarily 7th grade, but just kind of the way depth is with schools around here, you're going to have some younger ones. Y'all 2 older players, if y'all had any advice for those younger guys going into this year, what would it be? We'll go ahead and start with you, LJ.
Okay. I basically tell them, keep their head. Bad play, just move on to the next one. I had to learn that from experience. I had a hot head. But coming up, just gotta keep calm head. They'll be all right.
What about you, Karan?
Yeah, I just tell them just keep working. You know, the kid, he's pretty good at baseball. You know, I just tell him to keep working, and he can definitely help the team out, even though he's young. So basically, like LJ said, just keep yourself calm. He gonna make bad plays. You just gotta move on to the next.
Exactly. Same round ball and same round bat for years,
Question for the guys. Do you drive yourself to be a better baseball player, or does somebody on the team drive you to be a better baseball player? That's a good question.
I would say my teammates drive me to be a better baseball player because I look at it as I think I'm a football player more than a baseball player, but I love baseball. So when baseball season comes, it's not that I don't want to play, but I don't have the same excitement as football. So when I see them coming out, I see them working, it makes me think twice about it. I have to realize that I have to step up.
That pretty he ties it over down. Like when I'm coming out on the baseball field and I see the young guys, like who said, the 7th grader might have to start second base. They look up to me like helping them, you know what I'm saying, achieve their goal. Like if they have a goal, long-term goal to get, I feel like I have to work harder to show them that, you know what I'm saying?
So you have responsibility to them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Building better men, not just better ball players.
Right.
That that's it right on the head. That a lot of people don't think about it at that age like that. That's exactly what it is. So got another question.
You were talking to them about what they would consider success. We got a question here for the coach. Coach, at the end of the season, what do you define success as?
If we played our hardest, we didn't drop our head, at any given day, somebody be better. So if we gave everything we have, left it on the field, and we didn't make it to the state championship, I think that's a successful season. If my kids came to practice every day, they wasn't at home suspended, they wasn't quitting, I had a successful season.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean that's good stuff, man. Because when you go to thinking about baseball, like me specifically, talking about better men and tying into life and stuff ain't gonna go your way, And with baseball, the way it's set up, if you can just keep going, good things end up happening again, even in life, But so talking about pitching a while ago, I know you told me these 2 had really good arms. Who's some guys that you're gonna rely on this year to pitch?
Obviously, these 2 guys, Jacob Johnson, he pitched pretty well for us last year. Kyler Smokey Collins, he's gonna pitch for us. Caden Mingo, they call him Rat, and he's gonna pitch. So I have about 5, 6 guys that I can rely on in district play. No matter who we play, I can put them on the mound. So
we talked about this earlier. That's pretty interesting nicknames you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. LJ, what's your nickname?
Some people call me Playboy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Most of them call me L Money.
Okay, L Money. I like that.
Yeah,
that's
man.
marketable.
Yeah.
What's your nickname, Big Guy?
That's all I got. K5.
K5.
So Miss Koger, if you're watching this one, hook these boys up with a
NIL deal.
NIL. Go to work for them.
Yeah.
So mentioned the gloves. That might be an area of concern. How much do you think that patterns in, like I know you mentioned seventh grader. I feel like as they get older, it helps a lot more. What kind of some traits of some of the younger kids that you're putting out there? Are they more offensive? Are they more defensive or mix?
Well, it's more defensive. The younger kids are coming up, but this little young guy, his name is Caden Belton. They call him Pie. He's um he's defensively minded and offensively minded. And he came tried out and he was looking at me and I asked him could he pitch and he gave me a little smirk grin like yeah I could pitch. And I'm like okay. And he got on the mound as a seventh grader and struck out my whole JV team. So I was like, and talking noise like if you didn't hit the fastball, you won't hit this curve. I'm like, I would want that's what I want.
Exactly.
I want somebody with some dog in them.
Oh yeah.
So at a young age, 'cause like these guys, he was hot headed like he said when he was younger. He didn't get that dog in him until he got about ninth grade. When he was 7th, 8th grade, he was hot headed. So, but he calmed down. He's challenging it now. And like he said, when you ask him the question about being calm, what type of person he is, neither one of the guys are calm. they're like high strung, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'm like, that's what I love about both of them. When they're there, they're motivating the team.
Mm-hmm.
But you ask them about themselves, I'm calm. They're real modest. So
Yeah.
Colby usually asks this question, but I'm gonna jump the gun on it.
okay.
Is your team a reflection of your personality?
Some, because I get a little high strung sometimes, and because when I'm coaching, I'm passionate about the stuff that I do, and if we practiced on it and you're not doing it, I'm gonna dig into you. But if we hadn't practiced, I'm like, look, we'll work on it. But if we practice on it, I'm upset. And then if I feel as if my kids are getting it raw in the stick, I'm gonna fight for them. Because my thing is, I don't. It doesn't matter if I got beat or not, if I got out coached or not. All I want is just give my kids a chance. If they got a chance, I feel like we have a chance. So that's it.
Gotcha. So been at East Marion 14 years.
Mhm.
Teach, coach. What all sports do you coach? Kind of talk about that to them, and then what it kind of means to be a teacher too.
Well, I'm head volleyball coach, junior high basketball, and the head baseball coach. And it's I teach essentials to college math and PE. So I'm like, I tried my best to impact everybody that I touch because if I impact those, it's gonna impact them because they have to deal with everybody that I deal with. So
Gotcha. Do we have any more questions coming?
We do have a question for the coach. Let me see. Coach, with MLB experience, do your boys see you as an example to make it to the next level?
Uh,
It's a good question.
the ones who really want baseball, they do. But most of them just like I'm an old man, and sometimes I gotta get out there and show them. I may pay for it later on, be sore and stuff, but I get out there every now and then and hit, just to show them that I still can hit. And then, as far as throwing wise, I throw all BP, and so then that's why I fuss at them about pitching when you can't throw a strike. And I'm like, I'm gonna throw a strike every time because all it is repetition. You have to throw the way you pitch every day. I'm like, if you warming up and you're throwing side on, that you're not gonna pitch side on, so don't do it. So I'm like, throw it away, throw with a purpose. Everything you do with a purpose. So I feel as if I think I am, an example for.
So I can't believe I brushed over this or actually missed it maybe, but would your staff, do you have a coaching staff that goes out there with you, or who all do you have, or is it just you?
It's basically just me.
Okay.
Well, I have a guy, he came in as a paraprofessional, helped out, and then he told me, he was like, Coach, I ain't got no baseball experience, but I'm willing to learn. And he's become my coach, and he's there with me all the time,
Yeah.
I have two twins on my team, Jacob and Jack Johnson is their dad, and he's there, Mr. Jeffrey Johnson, and he's there. He's just like my right hand man. I'm like, whatever I need, he's there. And I I can give him the infielders. He gonna work with them. And I was like, that's what I needed. And every year I've had Coach Kevin Jackson as my coach for a couple of years. Then he retired, and then I was basically back by myself. And Jeffrey stepped up and took the role.
Gotcha.
The staffing issue, is that because of the size of the school, or just it's
Well,
just hard to generate interest in the sport itself? Or
Well, that's some of it. We got like the school is so small. I was looking yesterday just on our staff. We only have 14 males on our staff. That's certified and uncertified. So we have what 4, 5 football coaches. Then we got basketball coaches at 1 or 2, and then I'm coaching baseball. Then another one coaches softball. Another one doing archery. So it just we don't have many men there.
So, I mean, obviously there's a ton, I guess people from the outside, I know I sure didn't, don't see this kind of thing, but coach 3 sports, go out to baseball, got another body helping you. And you got, how many kids are you managing through the junior high and high school?
And with baseball, it's about 21. And then it's a lot of times it's hard, but it helps when you got guys like this who you put them in a group and they're gonna get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go off and help this other group that need helping, and my assistant on another group, because you got a bunch of guys who just want to play around. As soon as you leave them, they're not gonna work.
Yeah.
But when you got guys who just take it serious, when I'm playing, and I'm going out here to do what I got to do. Whatever coach tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. It's easy.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned earlier the 7th grader that's probably going to start for you at second base.
Mm-hmm.
What's the breakdown of your team, like grade wise?
Well, I have 5 seniors, 6 seniors. I have 1 junior, 2 10th graders, 4 9th graders.
Yeah, about 4 9 graders.
4 9th graders and 3 8th graders and a 7th grader.
Okay. That encompasses your high school squad. Now you also have your finger on the pulse of the JV and junior high and all that stuff commingles together. So
all that's together.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because at East Marion that's a basketball football school.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's the athletes school.
Well, I mean,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we say that, which they are, but like I think I got to looking back in 21. I think it was y'all thumped West Marion across, So it's like there's talent there. There's a lot to expect. There's which is pretty
you put
cool.
enough athletic ability on any kind of ball field, you got a chance to win. So.
Yeah, because that year West was ranked number 2 in the state for 3A, and we had 11 players, and we went over there and we
whooped up on them,
beat
man.
them 8-5.
Yeah,
8-5 would have been 8-3. Yeah, no, been 8-2 if JT wouldn't have tried to blow it by. Duncan hit him in them trees.
He did that to a few people. Don't feel bad.
we had him popping up all day to keep him high. He hit it solid, but it's not going to just drive. You hit it low, he can drive it. And he was like, Coach, I thought I could blow it by him. I said, ain't nobody in the state blew it by him this year. you throwing 86, you're not going to throw it by him.
Yeah. So talking about this group, this county, obviously you got 4 schools.
Yeah.
A lot of talent with this baseball. What does it kind of mean to y'all to be able to play West Marion in Columbia and Columbia Academy any year or whatever? Do you think that's definitely a help going into your district, or do you think it's about the same? How do you think it prepares you throughout the year?
Well, we normally play West Marion at the end, so that's get us. We'll play West Marion there because they normally always have a real solid team. So we play them and we compete with them. We're ready to go into the playoffs with that mindset of we can. Mm-hmm. And we'll play Columbia throughout in the middle of the year. So, and it's like I said, most of the guys at Columbia, they baseball minded, and where my guys aren't baseball minded, they're just athletes because, like I said, he's been playing football. They love baseball, but it's hard to be baseball minded when your mind is focused on football, then come back, it's focused on basketball, then you have to get back to baseball. Mm-hmm. And by the time you get into baseball, the season's over. Mm-hmm. And then you got to get ready to start back with that. But then when you got a group of guys who only play baseball, They always focus on baseball and that the little small thing that they can tweak and fix that the coach don't have to tell them, don't have to remind them of. And that's the difference in a baseball school and an athletic school. If you got a school that has a lot of baseball players, a lot of little small things like we working on in practice for like reading the ball in the dirt, knowing when a curveball is thrown, little small things like that that I'm having to remind them of. Those guys know it. They know it like this, and they're automatically ready to steal. And that's the difference in popping up, sliding, and ball just getting there, or bang bang play. So
That's a question we had came in. Do you think the size of your school and the necessity for the young men to play multiple sports helps or hurts your program?
it hurts, but at the same time, I would never ask any of my kids to just concentrate on baseball because I'm not God. I don't know what God have in store for them. Football may be what the ticket that God have for them. The basketball may be the ticket, whatever. I don't want them to put all the eggs in one basket and somebody knock that basket over, and now he don't have anything. I want him to play every sport.
Exactly. Never know what opportunity they're gonna get.
Right.
Playing off of that, we have a question here. Coach, are you an educator first or a coach first?
Educator. My philosophy is you're a student athlete. If you can't be a student, you can't be an athlete for me. And I had some parents come to me and ask me that question this year as I was coaching junior high basketball. I started a junior high basketball with 4, and I ended it with 3. We played the whole game. We got beat 37-0. But I had 6 guys. I had 6 more guys on the team, but they had failed. And my philosophy was, if you have an F, you're going to miss 2 games. That's automatic. And then when your 2-game suspension up for every F, I'm going to check your progress report. If you don't have a passing grade in, you still won't play. So that's my philosophy.
Sounds
Pretty
like a
good stuff.
unicorn in this world.
Oh yeah, exactly. So talking back with y'all 2 guys on playing multiple sports, does it ever get tiring? Like you're around, you're always playing something. Do you ever feel like you need a break, or you don't want a break, or have you ever even thought about it?
I don't need a break. I love it. I love playing football year round. I made the school year go by fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically what he said, just playing different sports, that will help you get through the school year. And then go back to the education because, you know, if you don't have the grades, you're not going to be able to play the sport. And the sport, so you got to get the grades first so you know you can play. So I feel like that helped me academic-wise and athletic.
Another question for both of y'all 2 guys. Let's say a college coach is watching this. If you had the chance to play any sport in college, which would it be, or would you play every sport that you play now?
So you asking which sport would I specifically want to play in college?
Yeah, or would you want to play them all?
I say that I would specifically want to play football. I mean, playing baseball, I don't have a problem with it. I would do it if like that was all I had. But I would say I think I'm a football player. I love football. So
Gotcha.
Me, I'll probably end up playing all of them, except basketball. Because, you know, it's like a 1% chance you're going to the NBA from basketball. And baseball and football, that's my heart. So,
I hear that.
Technically, it's a 1% chance of you playing any professional sport out of college. So,
Yeah.
isn't that right, Kobe?
Yeah. If you just ignore them odds, man, you never know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do y'all have a favorite player, football or baseball, or do y'all somebody y'all mowed yourself after or anything like that?
I never could pronounce this guy's name right, but he was a catcher. He got a weird name. He was like the best catcher.
Best catcher
What's
ever.
the name?
God.
So you
It's like a weird last name.
So you just start.
He had a weird last name.
I say I look up. I got a favorite player. My favorite player is Jalen Ramsey. And I feel like that's my favorite player because he's a defensive back just like I am. And I know if you don't have the confidence, then you probably not going to be a very good DB. And I feel like as far as in the league, as far as the confidence that he has and he know what he can do, I look up to that and it made me want to. That's what I want.
Gotcha.
You got 2 questions for the guys. First one, if you're ending somebody's season this year, baseball season's winding down, and you're in the playoffs, and you're ending somebody's season. What team is that?
Most definitely Lord Star.
Lord, there's
Because I
definitely
feel
Lord
like-
Star.
Yeah.
Say that. So Lord Star is a thorn in y'all's side, huh?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're the
sir.
top dollars in 2A.
Because they're the top dogs. If you be Lord Star, I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
you're
Lord
the top
Star,
dog, right?
you most likely got a good chance of going deep or state.
All right. Y'all senior season is over. All the sports are done for high school. If you could name the one college that you want to play ball at, where would that be?
Mississippi
That man
State.
said Vanderbilt. That man said Mississippi State. You better have some kind of grades if you're going to Vanderbilt. So
You'll be thanking Coach Eccles. You end up at Vanderbilt.
yeah. Coach Eccles did a real good job educating you. All right. Hey, I would hate to point that out. That's two baseball powerhouses. So.
It might as well get on both sides. That's it. Is that pretty much
Let's see. I don't see any more questions now.
okay? Well, we'll wrap it up here. First of all, thanks to Coach Eccles. Thanks to these two guys here for coming on. I know they got busy schedules, and to get up here on a Sunday and get to do this with us, we really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. I guess we'll see y'all
See
back.
you guys next Sunday. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.